G'day guys, this is Matt of Zero's Play Heroes, and today I'm going to talk about XCOM 2, specifically the newest release, War of the Chosen. Now, I may be wearing the most distracting shirt I own, so for that I don't apologise. Love the thing. Now that's out of the way. War of the Chosen is a new, somewhat standalone, somewhat not XCOM 2 expansion, I don't know, reimagining that has just been released quite recently. That does require having XCOM 2, which if you don't have it by now, please go get it. Great game. Game I don't allow myself to play. I will expand on that soon. But War of the Chosen it kind of takes advantage of that Shadows of Mordor Nemesis system, creates these kind of enemies and changes the way that XCOM was before, where it was kind of a bit more faceless, but an impending threat and all that type of thing, and adds a face, an actual person, or not person, but an alien that you're actually playing against. And it's actually quite, it's one of those things where like it adds another element, bit of intrigue, bit of interest, and it's a great little addition to what was already a fantastic formula. Build your own adventure and build your own story, and kind of it was like a role-playing without role-playing type thing. Now, XCOM 2, XCOM itself are great games. I have played XCOM. I've refused to play XCOM 2. On that, I get addicted to games like that. Civilization and XCOM 2 and XCOM being absolute banes to my time in my life. I have 2 young children and a full-time job. Don't have time for that because you'd lose me. I wouldn't even do these videos. XCOM 2 is that much of a time suck for me. So I do not need as great a game as this War of the Chosen, and it's just so tantalizing. I really want to play this thing, but I've kind of lived vicariously through others and seen how the game's played, talked to them, how they felt, and how it kind of changed the way they played. Now, I kind of want to give a little bit of a shout out to XCOM 2 anyway. So XCOM 2, if you haven't bought it, if you haven't grabbed it, you can get it for cheap. It's a great game. It really brings you to a strategy kind of game where you never thought you would play a strategy kind of game. For me, Civilization was the first of those games. I never would have played those games otherwise. I avoided them like the plague. But XCOM was just the next level. It's fantastic. It has this kind of things could happen. There's stories you can tell. Every skirmish, every encounter is a story you want to tell someone else, and it's just fantastic how it plays out, and incredibly frustrating and heartbreaking when things go wrong. And I swear it's probably one of the only games I've wanted to go back to a previous save and change what had happened because of the dire results of a poor decision on my behalf. Now, on that, XCOM 2 has been one of those great games. The developers love what they're doing. They've brought out the first game, which was great. Like, it is still one of the best games out there, and is something that everyone should give a go to. And I believe it's a true classic of its genre. To the point where I'd love to see anything give it a run for its money that's not made by the guys who made XCOM. So, now there was nothing wrong with XCOM 1, I just think it needed a bit of an update. XCOM 2 was an update in every single way I could imagine. And there was an expansion that was added later on that's a kind of a community-fed one that came off of a very older version of XCOM, I think before even the most recent redo of it all, called the Long War. Now, the Long War changes the whole way the mechanics work, and obviously longer, as the name would suggest, but changes the way everything of it works, and it makes it a different game again. So you can play you can play normal XCOM 2, which can be difficult to very easy depending on how you want to play it, and then there's the Long War, which adds another whole mechanic change to it, and then there is the War of the Chosen. So that is the one that I personally would play if I could, but I'm not touching it. So if you haven't played this game, get out there and give it a go. This is one of those ones where I think it's worthwhile playing, and it will give you hours and hours and hours. And if you're talking value for money, even if you bought this at its highest cost, you'd get the hours out of this. This is one of those ones where you'd sink time. Make sure you use your time properly. Spend time with your friends and family. Oh, XCOM 2, why do you do this to me? Otherwise, this is Matt of Zero's Play Heroes. Give XCOM 2 a go. War of the Chosen is one of those ones you really have to give a go. Seriously, get amongst that one there. Have a great day gaming, an even better day in tech, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers heaps, guys. Bye.